Hey everyone. Okay, so this week we're going to talk about climate change. Today we're just going to get like a pretty basic idea of what climate change is, how it's happening, and the impacts of it. And then later this week we're going to kind of break it down. Okay, so you just watched the Brain Pop video about climate change. I know it was pretty long, but there's definitely a lot of information on it. So let's go ahead and go over these questions. Each one of these is worth 1 point. So make sure that you are paying attention so that you can get all of them correct. First question asks, which statistic is most closely related to climate? Now, all of these sound pretty good, right? But remember, there's a difference between climate and a difference between weather, right? So weather is like day to day, month to month kind of a thing. Climate is where we kind of look at like yearly differences in weather. So the answer for this one should be A, because A is talking about the average yearly snowfall in Denver, which is about 55 inches. It can't be B because it's only focused on 1 month. It can't be C because it's talking about a drought, which doesn't really have to do with climate in central Georgia in a specific location. And then D, it can't be wind speeds in Chicago, again, because it's one in central, like a specific location. And also it's talking about just today and not like yearly. Question number 2, which saying best describes the greenhouse effect's impact on our planet? Well, we know from according to the video, like the greenhouse effect is a good thing, right? It's like the thing that keeps the planet more nice and warm for us to be able to live in. Because if there was no greenhouse effect, then we would all be freezing and we wouldn't be able to survive. But what's happening right now, right, is that the greenhouse effect is like actually causing a lot of heat to be trapped, like a little bit too uncomfortable, which is causing the Earth's planet, which is causing the temperature of the Earth to kind of increase every single year. So the real answer would be C, everything in moderation, which just means like, okay, like, yeah, greenhouse effect is a good thing, but like, it's good when it's like not as intense like it is getting to this point right now. 3, if Earth is like a greenhouse, right? So if Earth is the greenhouse, the carbon dioxide gas, right, which traps the energy from the sun, would be like B, the glass, because that's literally what the glass does in a greenhouse. It traps the energy from the sun and keeps the greenhouse warm, just like carbon dioxide does on Earth. 4, how will next year's average global temperature to this year's average compared to this year's average? Well, you might want to say that it'll be much higher, but in reality, according to the video, right, it's actually impossible to predict because we don't know how much carbon dioxide we're going to be setting up into the air in this specific year, right? Obviously, if we continue to do what we're doing right now, then yes, it will be much higher. It'll increase, obviously. But if we're not, then it might either stay the same or it might decrease over a long period of time. 5, which of the following individual actions would do the most to reduce atmospheric methane? Remember, methane comes from cows, right? So whenever we have like large farms, especially with cows, right, that's releasing a lot of methane. The best way to do that is by going vegan, right? Like people who are vegans don't necessarily eat meat. And because they're not eating meat, they're not requiring these cows. And so hopefully, right, in turn, these cow farms will decrease and there will be less methane in our atmosphere. 6, compared to historical trends, what is different about contemporary climate change? So yes, historically, the temperature of the Earth has gone up and gone down, right? But right now, in our time, this is happening super, super fast, right? So it's occurring faster than it historically would have happened in the past. All right, make sure that you've checked all your answers. Go ahead and press next and complete that next activity.